Have you ever wondered why the moment you stop chasing someone, they suddenly start noticing your absence? Why does your silence often speak louder than 100 emotional messages? The truth is, healing isn't about pretending you never cared. It's about refusing to let someone who walked away continue controlling your emotions. The biggest mistake after a breakup is not crying, missing someone, or feeling hurt. The real mistake is allowing someone who is no longer in your life to continue controlling your thoughts every day. Every time you replay old conversations, check their social media, imagine what they are doing, or wonder if they miss you, you are giving away emotional energy that could be used to build a better future for yourself. Your mind is one of your most valuable assets, and it should not become a storage room for someone who chose to walk away. Many people don't realize that emotional attachment often survives long after physical separation. A person can be gone from your life, but if they still occupy your thoughts from morning to night, they are still influencing your emotions. That is why healing requires more than distance. It requires mental discipline. You have to catch yourself when your mind starts drifting backward and intentionally redirect your focus towards something that benefits you. Read a book that teaches you something new. Exercise and strengthen your body. Learn a skill that increases your confidence. Spend time with people who genuinely care about you. Set goals that excite you. Each time you choose growth over obsession, you weaken the emotional hold that the past has on you. Closure does not always come from one final conversation or a perfect explanation. Often, closure comes from realizing that you do not need all the answers to move forward. The more attention you feed a memory, the stronger it becomes. The less attention you give it, the more it fades into the background. Over time, the person who once consumed your thoughts begins to lose their power, and your mind finally has room to focus on your own life again. One of the fastest ways to move on from someone is not by forcing yourself to forget them, but by giving yourself something far more exciting to focus on. Many people believe healing means sitting alone, analyzing every conversation, searching for hidden meanings, and wondering what they could have done differently. The truth is, healing happens much faster when your energy is invested in creating a better future instead of replaying the past. An empty schedule often becomes the perfect environment for overthinking. When you have nothing meaningful to work toward, your mind naturally drifts back to old memories. Suddenly, every song reminds you of them. Every place brings back emotions. And every quiet moment becomes another opportunity to wonder if they ever think about you. That's why staying productive isn't about avoiding your feelings. It's about preventing your feelings from controlling your entire life. Start setting goals that have nothing to do with your past relationship. Improve your career by learning a new skill or taking a course that increases your value. Commit to your physical health by exercising regularly, eating better, and building habits that make you feel stronger. Read books that expand your mindset. Travel if you have the opportunity. Spend time with supportive friends and family who remind you of your worth. Every small achievement becomes another brick in the foundation of your confidence. As you continue growing, something incredible begins to happen. You stop measuring your life by who left and start measuring it by how much you've accomplished. Your happiness becomes connected to your own progress instead of someone else's attention. The confidence you gain from personal growth is far more powerful than the temporary satisfaction of hearing from someone who once ignored you. Eventually, you'll realize that your biggest breakthrough wasn't getting over them, it was discovering the version of yourself that only appeared after they left. The life you're building today may become the very reason you're really grateful that the relationship ended, because it pushed you toward opportunities, strength, and self-belief you might never have discovered otherwise. One of the hardest lessons in life is accepting that not everyone who enters your life is meant to feel for. When someone chooses to walk away, your first instinct may be to fight for the relationship. You may want to send another message, make one more phone call, explain your feelings again, or convince them to see your value. It feels like if you just say the right words, everything will go back to the way it was. But love that has to be constantly persuaded is no longer built on mutual desire. It is built on fear of losing someone. Chasing someone rarely changes their heart. More often, it slowly damages your own self-respect. Every unanswered text, every emotional paragraph, and every attempt to prove your worth sends a silent message to yourself that your happiness depends on someone else's approval. The truth is, your value has never been determined by whether someone chooses to stay. You were valuable before they entered your life, and you remain valuable after they leave. Healthy relationships are never one-sided. Both people make an effort because they genuinely want to be together. If you are the only one calling, apologizing, sacrificing, and trying to fix everything, the relationship has already become unbalanced. Love should feel like two people walking toward each other, and not one person running after someone who keeps moving away. Choosing not to chase someone doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you started respecting yourself enough to accept reality. It takes courage to let go instead of clinging to false hope. It takes strength to believe that the right person will never require you to beg for love, attention, or commitment. As you stop chasing, something powerful begins to happen. You reclaim your peace. Your confidence slowly returns because your focus shifts away from changing someone else's mind and toward improving your own life. Whether they ever look back or not becomes less important because you've realized that your future should never be placed on hold waiting for someone who already made their choice. Your greatest victory isn't convincing someone to stay, it's becoming the kind of person who knows they deserve someone who never wanted to leave in the first place. One of the biggest reasons people struggle to move on is because they surround themselves with constant reminders of the person they're trying to forget. Every time you open old messages, scroll through old pictures, listen to songs that remind you of them, or check their social media, you're reopening a wound that was slowly beginning to heal. You tell yourself you're just looking for a minute, but that minute often turns into hours of overthinking, comparing, and reliving emotions that no longer serve you. Healing is not only about changing your mindset, it is also about changing your environment. If your daily routine is filled with emotional triggers, your heart never gets the chance to rest. Imagine trying to recover from an injury while reopening it every single day. No matter how much time passes, the wound cannot fully heal because it keeps being disturbed. Emotional pain works the same way. Every unnecessary reminder keeps your mind connected to a chapter that has already ended. This doesn't mean you have to erase every memory or pretend the relationship never existed. Those experiences were part of your journey, and they helped shape the person you are today. But there is a difference between appreciating the past and living in it. Give yourself permission to create distance. Archive old conversations instead of rereading them. Put away gifts that bring back painful emotions. Unfollow or mute social media accounts if seeing their updates affects your peace. These are not signs of weakness. They are acts of self-respect. At the same time, fill those empty spaces with new experiences. Rearrange your room, discover new music, visit places you've never been, and create routines that belong to this new chapter of your life. Every positive memory you create weakens the emotional grip of the old ones. Slowly, your world begins to feel fresh again instead of constantly reminding you of what you lost. The strongest people are not the ones who repeatedly test their emotions to prove they are over someone. They are the ones who protect their peace by making choices that support their healing. Every step you take away from unnecessary reminders is a step closer to emotional freedom. One day you'll realize those photos, messages, and memories no longer have the power to change your mood because your heart has finally found something far more important to focus on: your own future. One of the most powerful things you can do after someone leaves your life is nothing at all. That may sound strange in a world that encourages instant reactions, emotional messages, and public displays of pain, but silence has a strength that words often cannot match. You don't have to explain your worth to someone who failed to appreciate it. You don't have to post quotes hoping they'll notice. You don't have to make them jealous or prove that you're doing better. Your peace becomes much more valuable than winning their attention. Many people make the mistake of believing they need the last word. They think one more conversation, one more text, or one more emotional explanation will finally make the other person understand how much they hurt them. But if someone has already made the decision to walk away, your endless explanations rarely change the outcome. Instead, they often leave you feeling even more disappointed because you're more in love, still seeking validation from someone who is no longer investing in the relationship. Silence is not about playing games or pretending you don't care. It is about choosing dignity over desperation. It is the quiet confidence that says, I know my value, and I refuse to beg for attention. When you stop reacting to every disappointment, you take back control of your emotions. Instead of allowing someone else's actions to determine your mood, you begin creating your own happiness, independent of their choices. Something interesting also happens when you stop chasing recognition. People often expect emotional reactions. They expect you to keep calling, keep checking in, or keep trying to fix things. When they are met with calmness instead of chaos, they begin to realize that your life is moving forward without them. Whether they ever regret losing you is no longer the point. The true victory is that their opinion no longer controls your confidence. Use your silence as an opportunity to work on yourself instead of trying to prove something to someone else. Invest in your goals, strengthen your character, build meaningful relationships, and create a life that brings you genuine happiness. Let your actions speak louder than any explanation ever could. Real confidence doesn't announce itself. It simply shows up every day through discipline, self-respect, and personal growth. The loudest message you can ever send is a life well lived. When you stop seeking their attention and start focusing on your purpose, you discover that peace is far more satisfying than revenge. Your silence is not empty. It is filled with strength, wisdom, and the unshakable belief that your future is too important to waste on someone who chose not to be part of it. One of the greatest lies heartbreak tells you is that you'll never be happy again. It convinces you that the person who left was your only chance at love, your only source of joy, and the only one who could truly understand you. In the middle of the pain, it can feel like your entire future disappeared the moment they walked away. But feelings are not facts. Just because your heart is broken today doesn't mean your life is broken forever. Every person who enters your life teaches you something. Some people teach you what love feels like, while others teach you what self-respect looks like. Some stay for years, and others stay only long enough to prepare you for the next chapter. The mistake is believing that one chapter is the entire book. Your story is much bigger than one relationship, one disappointment, or one goodbye. Instead of seeing the breakup as the end, begin looking at it as a new beginning. This is your opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and more confident than you've ever been before. Focus on becoming the person you've always wanted to be. Chase your dreams with determination. Build a career you're proud of. Strengthen your faith. Improve your health. Explore new places. And surround yourself with people who genuinely appreciate your presence. Every step forward is proof that life still has incredible things waiting for you. One of the greatest lies heartbreak tells you is that you'll never be happy again. It convinces you that the person who left was your only chance at love, your only source of joy, and the only one who could truly understand you. In the middle of the pain, it can feel like your entire future disappeared the moment they walked away. But feelings are not facts. Just because your heart is broken today doesn't mean your life is broken forever. Every person who enters your life teaches you something. Some people teach you what love feels like, while others teach you what self-respect looks like. Some stay for years, and others stay only long enough to prepare you for the next chapter. The mistake is believing that one chapter is the entire book. Your story is much bigger than one relationship, one disappointment, or one goodbye. Instead of seeing the breakup as the end, begin looking at it as a new beginning. This is your opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and more confident than you've ever been before. Focus on becoming the person you've always wanted to be. Chase your dreams with determination. Build a career you're proud of. Strengthen your faith. Improve your health. Explore new places. And surround yourself with people who genuinely appreciate your presence. Every step forward is proof that life still has incredible things waiting for you. One day, you'll meet people who value your kindness without making you question your worth. You'll experience opportunities that never would have existed if you had stayed stuck in the past. Most importantly, you'll discover a version of yourself that is independent, resilient, and no longer afraid of being alone. That confidence becomes the foundation for every healthy relationship you will have in the future. Don't spend your life waiting for someone to realize what they lost. Spend it becoming someone who is excited about what lies ahead. The greatest comeback isn't hearing an apology or watching someone regret their decision. The greatest comeback is creating a life so full of purpose, peace, and happiness that their absence no longer has the power to affect your future. Years from now, you may look back and realize that what felt like the worst day of your life was actually the day your transformation began. The pain that once made you question your value became the very reason you discovered your strength. The person who left was only one part of your journey, not your destination. Your best days were never behind you. They're still waiting for you, and they begin the moment you choose yourself over the past.